I started the day later than I wanted. I grabbed the same breakfast, the same table. It looked almost identical to yesterday's. Funny how two mornings can look exactly the same, but feel completely different. Yesterday I was excited. Today I was just trying to begin. Sometimes showing up is the hardest part, and today that's enough. Energy restored. Now it's time to get work. Today let's go thrift shopping for some old books together. When I was getting ready to go out, the sky was sunny, but as soon as I left, it started raining a little. I came here looking for some TOEIC book and maybe some idea for my content. But honestly, I didn't have a clear plan. There were so many books everywhere, from language books to novel. Every shelf had something interesting. I even found a complete Harry Potter collection here, seven books for around 8,000 Vietnamdongs for a book lover. Moments like this are always exciting. I started looking for some books that could help me improve, but choosing a book was harder than I expected. There were so many interesting choices, and I found myself standing there wondering which one I should take home. And you know what? Then I noted this little corner right in front of the cashier. Sometimes small space like this remind me why I love learning.
God, it's so heavy.
After a while, I finally made my decision. I bought this book for 3,300,025 Vietnam đồng. Not a big purchase. I decided to
Wow.
work from home today. I want to enjoy the little moment along the way. But the weather had another plan. It started raining again. So I changed my lamp hooked up instead. When I got home, it was already later than I planned. My desk was full of books and paper. Everything felt a little messy. So before sleeping, I decided to clean my space first. Sometimes organize your surroundings is the first step to organizing your mind. I started organizing everything on my desk. First, my notes on the idea and lesson I have collected along the way. Then my university textbook and material. So, next my English book. And finally, my last book, a find that I want to understand more deeply. Recently, I have been thinking about creating a new habit. Every Saturday, I want to spend time reading books and sharing my thoughts through reviews. Because learning is not only about collecting knowledge, it's about understanding and sharing what we learn. After organizing my desk, I started writing down my to-do list for today. I wrote everything I wanted to complete: vocabulary, step work, TOEIC, journaling, and reading. I realized that I work better when everything is clear and specific. So I break it down into small steps. Like vocabulary, I write out, learn how many words, practice, set sentences, and passive learning, I usually listening the podcast English when I do housework. The first thing on my list was vocabulary. I know learning new words can feel overwhelming sometimes, so I try to make it simple and clear. I don't just write down the meaning. I learn the definition, the example, collocation, and how to use it word, because a word is only useful when I can actually remember and use it. One word at a time, one step at a time. That's how I'm building my English dictionary. Today I also pulled a TOEIC book from the bookstore. I decided to start with just 10
I
new words from
feel
this book. At first, I planned to learn 50 words a day,
One,
but
two,
after
three,
completing 20 words, I realized
four,
something.
five,
50
six,
words
seven,
were
eight,
too
nine,
much for
ten,
me
11,
right now.
12,
I was
13,
trying to
14,
do
15, 16,
too much at
17,
once.
18, 19, 20.
After studying for a while, I took a break and had dinner. I know I want to lose weight, but today I still ordered fried chicken. A little guilty, but also really happy. I still learning how to balance my role and my daily life. So after dinner, I decided to go for a step walk. I looked back at my checklist. Step work was completed. Vocabulary, I changed my goal from 50 words to 20, and I finished on
Every
20.
day I learn
Centered practice done.
now I learn
Passive learning completely
20 words
during my work. Not everything went exactly as
yes
planned, but instead of giving up, I adjust my plan and keep moving. And I think that's what project will look like.
passive learning I had to
Next,
listen
it was time for active recall. Instead of reading the words again, I challenged my brain to remember them. I wrote each word on a sticky note and test myself. This helped me see which word I really know and which one I still need to review. It's not easiest way to study, but it's one of the most effective for me. If I couldn't remember a word on the first try, I underlined it twice. If I remembered it correctly, I marked it with a star. On my first round, I only remember 8 words, not a great score, but that's exactly why I do active recall. Then I started the second run and test myself again. Then I did the same thing again and one more time. Each round I remembered a little more than before. By the end I could recall 18 out of 20 words. There were two words I couldn't remember. So I wrote them down and saved them for tomorrow's reviews. Before closing my notebook I wrote today's day. Vocabulary done, one more step checker. Now it's time to slow down and reflect on today. Recently, I started writing a journal. For me, it's like having a conversation with myself. When I have too many things happening in one day, I write down my thoughts, my worry, and the thing I want to improve. I'm still learning how to write better, so sometimes I use AI to help me organize my thoughts and rewrite my sentences. After that, I review the vocabulary and expression I can learn from it. Writing everything down helped me clear my mind. Journal completed. Yeah, but the day wasn't over yet. I still had two important tasks left, TOEIC practice and read book. Today I want focus on the parts where I struggled the most, but 5, but 2, and but 4. There were the section where my score were not good before, so I wanted to spend more time improving them. I started with part 5 first. Grammar has always been one of the areas I need to improve, so I focus on understanding my mistake instead of just doing more questions. Part 5 was completed. It's already 2 a.m., but I was still moving forward. 4. Part 2 and Part 4, I want to create a better English environment for myself. Listening is not only about getting the correct answers. I need to get used to the sound, the speed, and the way native speaker connect words. So I also practice shadowing by repeating the sentence. I can improve my pronunciation and make listening feel more natural. My goal is not only to get a higher TOEIC score, I also want to be able to communicate confidently in English. That's also one of the reasons I started this channel. I want to share my journey, practice speaking more, and learn from your feedback. After reviewing
Yeah,
my
I'm
listening practice,
finished.
I didn't forget mark today's days, and I checked my to-do list again. I completed part 4, part 2, and TOEIC. But the one thing
Hmm,
left is the race book. Ah, oh my god, I don't energy to do this. It's already
it's time to eat.
4:30 a.m. The day didn't go perfectly, but
I'm
I
so
kissed more
tired.
of the promise I made to myself.